Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. 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 Jaya Jaya Ram. Jaya Jaya Ram. Om Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedhase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Om Shri Ramachandraya Namaha. Atulita Baladhamam Hema Shailabhadeham Danujavana Krishanum Jnaninam Agraganyam Sakala Guna Nidhanam Vanaranam Adhisham Raghupati Priya Bhaktam Vatajatan Namami. Raghupati Priya Bhaktam Vatajatan Namami. Om Shri Hanumate Namaha. Om Dhyayami Chinmayanandam Gurudevam Mahamatim Prema Purnam Kriyashilam Sada Lokahite Ratam Kripalum Sundarakaram Samartham Satyadarshinam Vacha Tattva Prakashinya Shoka Moha Vinashinam. Om Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. Om Namah Shri Tulsi Dasa Sadvarishtaya Dhimate Puritam Hridayam Yena Rama Premamrite Name. Om Shri Tulsi Dasaya Namaha. Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram. Hari Om, a warm welcome. Hari Om, a warm welcome. Yesterday, we saw a beautiful prasanga where Acharya Vishwamitra Maharshi, he comes to the darbar of Dasharatha and asks for Bhagavan Shri Ramchandraji and Lakshmanji for Yajna Rakshanam. And we saw how Dasharatha was very, very perturbed, disturbed by this asking. And Vishwamitraji, he turned towards the Kula Guru Vashishta Maharishi and asked him, why don't you explain? And then Vashishta ji probably called Dasharatha, please come to the conference room, I want to discuss with you. And he took him and spoke to him. And then Dasharatha, when he came out with rejuvenated energy, and happily he called for Ramchandraji and Lakshmanji and sent them along with Vishwamitraji. This we saw yesterday. Now the very important point which we are going to discuss today is, what did Vashishtaji speak to Dasharatha that there is a 180-degree shift in the very attitude of Dasharatha, that he came back and sent Ramchandraji and Lakshmanji along with Vishwamitraji happily, harashita mana. In case you think that Ramayana is not for all of us, it happened in those days and all value systems were all there in place, therefore it was all very beautiful, but now it doesn't hold water. If you think, then you are mistaken. The Puranas, Itihasas are such that it is relevant not only at that period, it is relevant not only today, it is relevant for all time to come. We are unable to see the relevance of such Mahapuranas, Mahakavyas and Itihasas, and therefore we brush aside. And the moment we say Ramayana, Hare Baba, shuru ho gaya Ramayana. In a very wrong tone we say, which is very, very, obvious that we are uneducated about the glory of such Mahakavyas, of these such Itihasas. Every aspect of Ramayana, every incidence in Ramayana, every happening which brings out a particular result is an indication to you and me to live in this world in a particular way. It is a guidance for all of us. And let me make it very clear here. Those logic applies today and eternity. Right? We will see how Ramayana is relevant for us even today. There are certain very important points which we have to discuss here. We will think. Vashishtaji took Dasharatha into the inner chamber and asked him, O king, I want you to think. I want you to ponder. When sage Vishwamitraji came to the darbar, you went forward and welcomed him with so much of reverence and respect. Was it a false reverence? No. So you had so much of joy that a great Mahamuni, Maharishi has come, Rajarishi. Vishwamitraji is called Rajarishi. When he came, you went and welcomed him with all genuinity. Is it not? Yes, definitely. And when after all the Pada Puja formalities are over, you spoke to Vishwamitraji And what did you tell him? O sage, what has brought you here? You asked. Yes. And you also mentioned even before he asking, a very important point, even before he asking what he wants, you declared, ask for whatever you want, and it shall be done without any delay. Did you say or not? Yes. And when you said that, were you not truthful to yourself? Yes, I was truthful. Now, when you say whatever you want, then you should give whatever he asks for. And now, after he asking for Ramchandraji and Lakshmanji to go with him, if you hesitate, is it not wrong? Is it dharma? Tomorrow, people will say, Maharaja gave word, asked for whatever, and then he went back on his words. That is not what Ramayana teaches us. Is it not? We cannot go back on our words. Now Vishwamitraji tells Dasharatha, if you take back your words, you are doing adharma, and you will set a precedence. For what? King can withdraw his words, which is adharma and which is absolutely incorrect. Once committed, you cannot take back. Once you promise, you cannot set back. And that becomes your dharma as a Raja also. Even individuals cannot do. That is adharma. As a Raja, you have no right at all to set yourself back. And what is the glory of the Raghukula? Raghukula Riti. Riti means what? The norm of Raghukula is Sada Chali Aayi. Raghukula Riti Sada Chali Aayi. Prana Jayi Par Bachana Na Jayi. You will find these words further, it will come. Raghukula Riti Sada Chali Aayi. Prana Jayi Par Vachana Na Jayi. You cannot take back your words. Dasharatha thought for a moment. He said, but he is asking for Rama. How can I give Rama? He is my life. And I have got him in my old age, not even in my younger age. I have waited for so long, dashakas, to get children. Then he said, who? Vishwamitraji said, okay, agreed. Now the second point you have to think. First, you admit that you did not have any children. Yes. For decades, yes, I did not have for children. I was longing, but it did not happen. Almost I was touching old age. It is then you decided to consult for what to do to get, because now he is getting old. To whom will this Rajya go? If it is not given to the appropriate, rightful person, then enemies will come and attack and take away the Rajya. Is it not? So a rightful heir has to be fixed, for which you must have a child, and that to a male child. Yes. When you consulted, what did the Kula Guru say? What did the teacher say? Perform a Putra Kameshti Yajna. And you performed the Yajna. Yes, I did the Yajna. And you asked the children, you asked, and the children came to you as, how did it come? As a Yajna Prasada. Please note, the children were given out of the Yajna which you conducted. So it is a Yajna Prasada. And you asked for one, you got 4. Oh, yes, 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 yes. That was Bhagavan's glory, Bhagavan's greatness. I asked for one, he gave me four. It is not like your modern day in the malls and supermarkets, buy one, take one free. They would have added that also there in the one itself. Isn't it? It is not like that. You asked for one, you got four. And all the four were given to you by whom? Agni Devata, in the form of a prasada, kheer he gave, and then that you gave it to your three wives, and the three wives got you four children. You asked for one, you got four. You did not have even one, remember. Yes, I know. And now you see, Vishwamitraji is asking for only two. You still have two. You did not have even one. You wanted one. You still have two children with you. That is all okay, but then, Rama is my most dearest one. That is true. Now, next point you think. How did you get those children? Through yajna. Because of yajna, you got the children. Now the sage is asking both of them only temporarily, not permanently. And for what is he asking? It is for yajna rakshanam. Why? Maricha and Subahu, the two demons, they come and trouble them and do not allow them to perform yajna. When the yajna fire is lit, they pour blood, they put all sort of bones and flesh and everything, and then they destroy the yajna. And not only that, they also beat and kill and trouble the Rishi Munis. And therefore, for yajna rakshanam, Vishwamitraji is asking for both of your sons. You got them only through yajna. Now for yajna rakshanam, if you don't give, is it not adharma? Think. I agree with you. But how can I live without Rama? Rama is my very life. He sticks on to that. Now, we have to understand certain very important point about that also. I will come to that. See, now we will come to a very important logic relevant for today in our life. Please be very attentive now. In our family, every member of the family put together becomes one family. Every individual is equally important. Father, mother, husband, wife, children, all of them living in a particular place, they become the family, and every individual of the family is equally important. There is no hierarchy there in the importance factor. Yes or no? Yes. For the very smooth running of the family itself, every individual must contribute to the family's running. Physically, emotionally, intellectually, spiritually, financially, in all ways. For the family to run smoothly, every individual's contribution, every individual's sacrifice, very important. Sacrificing, if it is not financially, physically, morally, ethically, that contribution by every individual is so important that even if one person do not do it, there is a chaos in the family. Why? That particular person's egoistic attitude alone makes him or her not to contribute. Selfish desires becomes the primordial factor for families to break. For the disturbance, even if they don't break away and go, there is such a hell in the family, in the life of every individual. Because of what? Because of non-cooperation. One, and every member of the family's sacrifice, contribution, togetherness, oneness. Is it not? Yes. When every individual have to play their role in the family for the oneness of the family, each family becomes one unit as far as the community is concerned. Every family becomes the unit for a community to be together, work together, live together, and work towards the upliftment of the community. No family should step behind. Everybody must come forward and join together for the good of the entire community. That community now becomes one family. Similarly, communities becomes the unit for a society, larger society to live together. Today we have lot of societies with huge skyscraper buildings, and then there is a society in that apartment flats. There is one society, and that society takes care of all the functioning of the whole apartments. Water, light, cleanliness, common area cleaning, so many things are there. I may not be able to list everything. People who are living in the apartments will understand. That society becomes very important when every one of the people who are living in that society contribute. Contribute meaning what? It is not always financially, but that is also equally important. Finance is equally important. Today without money nothing happens. Even ashrams cannot run without money. Nobody gives free. Is it not? Even ashrams cannot run without money. Even for small things we require funds. Therefore, finance is also a very important factor, but it is one among the factor, no doubt. The moral unity is very important. The ethical contributions are also important. Each community must function for the whole society, and society becomes one unit when it comes to the larger framework of a nation, and every nation becomes important for the world to live happily. Look at the condition today. There is so much of chaos within one nation because of the opposition party, ruling party, etc., etc. Each one, countering the other person. There is no cohesiveness in running the country for the good of all. Just for the sake of the position, they are ready to do anything, and hundreds of people are killed deliberately for the sake of gaining a power, a position, etc., etc. A government has to run with one ruling party. There has to be an opposition party, healthy opposition party, who bring in healthy debate for corrections wherever required. If the ruling party go wrong, or they, the opposition party, get corrected with the thoughts what they have, and then together channelize all their energies for bringing up the nation. Isn't it? Whenever there is a group which is functioning, there is always a requirement of somebody sacrificing their standpoint for the sake of cohesive running. Now look at it from the family standpoint. For the cohesive running of the family, the father, the mother, the husband, the wife, the children, all of them must come together and beautifully live a happy life. There are occasions when the mother sacrifices small, small things. Why? For the joy of the children. The parents sacrifice their happiness for the happiness of the children. Parents sacrifice their comfort for the joy of their parents who are living to them, elderly ones. Elderly people also sacrifice their time and energy to play with the children, to take care of their grandchildren. Although everyone have to contribute. Now the same logic holds good at every level. Family, community, society, nation, world at large. Think. Unless and until a sacrifice, a contribution, a participation is done, keeping away our personal selfish attitudes, how can the world be peaceful? Think. Even for small things we require that cohesiveness. Think. I remember, I would like to share a very beautiful, experience of my personal experience, for which, for eternity, I salute my mentor, Pujya Swami Brahmananji, the regional head of Karnataka Chinmaya Mission, with whom I worked earlier. All of us remember there was a earthquake in a place called Latur in Maharashtra. And it was a disaster. We were all college boys, youngsters at that time. We were in the Yuva Kendra, Chinmaya Yuva Kendra, popularly known as CHYK, C-H-Y-K. About 45, 47 of us, we got together under the guidance of Pujya Swami Brahmananji, under his guidance and instructions. We all went there, and for probably 20 days or so, we all served at that, ground zero, they say. There was no proper, because immediately we had to go. So we have traveled in several ways. We went in buses, we went in trucks, we went in tempos, auto, and some point we have even walked certain kilometers to reach that spot, the earthquake spot. Because everywhere there was disaster, vehicles could not go also. And there when we went, we were all given some tents and all to stay. Food was taken care by the government very well for everybody. But most of us did not stay in the tent. Most of us were working, sometimes 48 hours, 50 hours continuously. And we would sleep wherever the one slab of stone is there, we would sleep off. But then what happened? We could remove all the debris. When we were removing debris, sometimes we found one hand, one leg, one head smashed. And believe me, we also found between some slabs one 4-year child alive. This is truth, huh? 47 of us when we worked, 20 days, it was so difficult for us to come back. But we had to come back because of our own limitations at our place. People who are working, somebody has to go to college, we cannot get too much leave and things like that. But still they were kind enough to give us some permission to go for 2-3 weeks, and then we went like that. There were hundreds and thousands of people who came for the sake of serving that particular disastrous spot. Very many elderly people were taken out with lot of fractures. And there was a huge, beautiful medical team set up to take care of all the people who have been hurt, injured. Everybody came on their own will to serve that particular place, and beautifully we could really save so many lives. Please note, one person or two-person going will not make any much sense. Hundreds of people came together and worked. The government also supported with infrastructure, and with all that, the entire place was cleared up. The debris was cleared up. People were brought out, or bodies were brought out. So much of activities had to happen. It cannot happen sitting at home, oh, so sad, poor thing, watching the TV. And in the TV, all those things, oh, you poor thing. It will not help. When a national calamity happens, when the community, society is suffering, when there is some disaster at one particular place, people should come together voluntarily. That is why they are called volunteers. And everybody works to bring good. Is it not? One case I spoke about, Latur earthquake. Like that, so many calamities. Today we have NDRF teams, National Disaster Relief, whatever. That those teams come. But common public, day before yesterday, the train accident which has happened, the people in the town, everybody has come to serve and to take care of those people who are in trouble. Think, this individual sacrifice, individual's contribution for the good of a society makes the society healthy, makes the humanity's attitudes healthy, and there no selfishness must be there. Think. Similarly, now Dasharatha, when you are sending Rama and Lakshmana for Yajna Rakshanam, it is not only one particular activity of sage Vishwamitra that you are protecting, but through that you are also protecting a very great sacrifice, which is again for the sake of the entire world. Loka samastaha sukhinaha bhavantu. Sarve bhavantu sukhinaha. That is the purpose for which yajna yagadi karmas are done. Even in yajnas, when you say yajna, homa, havana, etc., those days when even these days many are happening. There are a lot of members come together and together they perform. Yajna performed for the sake of rain. Yajna performed for the sake of Loka Kalyana. When it is performed, it is not performed for one individual, it is performed for the entire humanity, entire world. Lokaha samastaha, for which everybody should contribute. I remember a place where somebody who were growing paddy, they would bring paddy. Somebody who were growing vegetables, lorry vegetables would come. Like that, so many come and then join together, perform the yajna for the sake of the good of the people. Now, Dasharatha, Vishwamitra is doing yajna for the sake of the world. You have to send both of them. They require to be there because the yajna has to take care very well. Therefore, you have to send. Think, remember, individual contribution makes the family beautiful. Family's contribution makes the society beautiful. Community beautiful. Community's contribution, society is beautiful. Society's contribution, nation is beautiful. Nation's contribution, the entire world is beautiful. How beautifully during the COVID season, Bharata, manufactured vaccine and supplied to so many 160 countries free. That is the glory of Bharata. Think. This is how our mind should work, not work for our own sake, but for the sake of the community. In certain families, when there are 2 or 3 children, in some countries it is a law. But actually speaking, one boy has to be given for the nation. The army, navy or air force, whatever, whichever the boy has got an inclination to, he has to be offered to the nation for the sake of the protection of the nation. Think. Otherwise it is population, number of people. When people convert themselves to when population converts to become people, a country becomes a nation. If there has to be a nation, then there has to be people, not just population. And people are those who sacrifice for a higher cause. Therefore, Dasharatha, you must send Rama along with them. Meaning what? No family should think only for itself. No community must think only for itself. No society must think only for itself. All, individual, family, society, community, all of them must always work. No doubt they have to work for basics of themselves, but otherwise they also have to contribute to the society. This is a larger point. It may be physical, it may be financial, it may be on kind, it can be giving ourselves for the work. Whichever way you can contribute, one has to contribute. Therefore, Dasharatha, even from that standpoint, you have to offer Rama and Lakshmana to Vishwamitra. Okay? And before I go to the next point, let me again inform you. Your wealth is provided by the society. Whatever we have is being provided by Bhagavan through the society. And therefore, children, wealth, whatever we have, the society has a right to take it. Maybe for a particular purpose. Think. Without purpose, nobody will just want to take it. There is a larger purpose. Think. Therefore, the society has a right. Think. Is it not our duty to be part of the society? When we take everything from the society, we also have the right or rather duty towards the society. Yes or no? Dasharatha says, yes, what you say is right. Then give. Giving is a great expression of love towards the beloved. Think. And by giving, now here it is temporary only. He is not asking you permanently. For the sake of Yajna Rakshanam, he is asking, you have to give. And then, the next point. Hey Rajan, are you scared of the demons who are going to come in and stop the Yajna? Because of that, are you not sending? What a fool you have to be. How can you be worried about Ram and Lakshman when they are with Vishwamitra ji? Who is Vishwamitra? He was a Kshatriya king before and he has taken to ascetic life and he was the one who was a Raja Rishi. And Vishwamitra ji is a master of everything. And in the process of taking them, he will even teach everything to Rama and Lakshmana. Now see, Rama is going to become the king of Ayodhya. So is it not true that Rama should be well trained for becoming a king? He will learn everything. He will not only learn warfare. Dhanurvidya, of course, he will learn from Vishwamitraji. He knows everything and he can give everything. All Astra, Shastra, all that knowledge will be given. Along with that, you remember all the list of subjects which we discussed earlier? Vishwamitraji also is a master of all that, and very many such things he will teach the boys on their way, en route, and while being there, and en route while coming back. Those days you did not have Air India or such things. By foot. Think. So en route all through, up and down, they will only learn. Therefore, they will get well trained. And Rama and Lakshmana also will become well equipped, well prepared, well trained to handle Ayodhya after you. For that sake also, you must send them. Then, he was looking at Dasharatha. Dasharatha seems to be understanding everything, but attachment is attachment. And attachment will not permit to give away, to clinging on. Is the very nature of attachment. Love is different, attachment is different. Now see, Dasharatha here was an emotional person. He is expressing his emotions. We have to be very clear about these things. I keep talking about these things. Many of you might have heard it several times. Emotions are different. Sentiments are different. Emotions are positive in nature, and it is the very nature of a human being. Think. Love, unity, oneness, compassion. These are all emotions. These emotions have no dependency factor. And sentiments are quite opposite. Sentiments are because of dependency, because of attachment. And in sentiments, there is always a fear, there is always a sorrow, there is always a sense of missing. That is, oh, I missed you so much. Sentiments. People who truly love each other can never miss each other. Why? 24/7 that beloved is always in the heart. Like Bhagavan Sri Ramchandraji in the heart of a bhakta. So there is no question of missing anybody. Think, I miss somebody because I am dependent on that person for my happiness, and therefore suffering supplied free. Think. So here, Dasharatha was sentimentally also attached. I will put it sentimentally also. Love, of course, yes. But along with that, attachment has caught him. Now Vishwamitraji thought, okay, now he will not understand anything else. Why? Sentiment has covered. It has veiled his intelligence. So for such people who are sentimentally attached, you have to talk to them in that language only. They will understand only that language. So you have to go with their line of thinking and bring them to our way of thinking. And therefore Vishwamitraji said, Rajan, okay. Now the last point he gives. Rajan, do you remember when the boys took birth, one Jyotisha had come to your darbar? Yes, that Jyotisha had come. And what did he say about these 4 boys? Yes, I remember. That Jyotishya said, all the four will be great personalities, and I was very thrilled. I gave him a lot of ratna, all that time. I gave him as a gift for saying that. But along with that, he said some other thing also. Do you remember? Yeah, he said that when the boys are little grown up, one ascetic will come and take the boys with him. Now see, Vishwamitraji has come to take him along. Hasn't that become true? Yes. Next, what did that Jyotishya again say? He said, the boys will be taken by the ascetic, but they will return only after marriage. There came the point. Vasishtaji rightly caught him. If you don't send Rama Lakshmana with the ascetic, then they will not even get married. You want them to get married or become a sannyasi. Oh, no. Of course I want them to get married. Of course I want them to get married. If that is the case, you must have trust and faith in the Guru. The Guru is very clear. What does he say? He wants them for Yajna Rakshanam, and then after his work is over, he will bring them back. Why are you worried? Even the marriage will take place. Rama has to come back. Rama Rajyam will be established. You need not worry at all. If you don't send them, marriage will not take place. Okay. Now Dasharatha understood. Why? Caught him with that only. In a sentimental way only, Vasishta caught him. Now you send them. Vishwamitraji will take care of them, will educate them. They will be able to learn so many things. He will train them in warfare. He will train them in other administrative aspects also, which are very much required when they come back, and when Rama takes the throne of Ayodhya, he must have the knowledge of administration also. All that Vishwamitraji will teach them. Therefore, happily send them. Finally, Dasharatha understood that it is all for good, for himself, for both the boys, and for Loka Kalyana. With that confidence, with that clarity, with that ability to understand the need of the hour, Dasharatha and Vasishtaji go back to the darbar and tell Vishwamitra, hey Rishi, you can take them. Now, they have to obey Vishwamitra. Now they have been handed over. Ramchandra and Lakshman has been handed over to Vishwamitra. And Kaikeyi came. Okay, now we will send. Of course, there are so many other formalities and all that taken place. I am not going to go detail. Even Tulsi Dasji doesn't say anything about it. Kaikeyi said, let the Chaturanga Sena go with them so that they can also take part in that war against the demons. Vishwamitraji said, nothing doing. I want only these two boys. The boys will come as my Shishyas. No army, no Sena, nothing. They are capable, I will make them capable. So all of them agreed, and then Vishwamitraji left, and behind him on foot, Ramchandraji and Lakshmanji went as his Shishyas. And what is the discipline of a Shishya? The discipline is obey. Just obey. And that is what they did also. It is very important. For lot of, in very many times, for the sake of a bigger cause, smaller individual comforts, individual egoistic thinking, selfish attitudes must be sacrificed for that greater cause. And therefore, Vishwamitra ji, for the sake of a greater cause, takes Ramchandra ji and Lakshman ji towards the forest, towards his kutira. We will continue tomorrow. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai.